You know that feeling when you're just completely wiped out, but not in a good, I had a great day kind of way? Well, today, we're going to dig into the hidden mind games that society plays to keep us feeling exactly like that. And realizing they exist, well, that's the first step to breaking free.
So let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You feel like you're on a hamster wheel, just running and running, getting faster even, but you're not actually going anywhere. It's that constant exhaustion, where they're just too drained to even stop and ask, wait, why am I even doing this?
And this quote right here, it just nails the whole idea we're exploring today. The possibility that all this exhaustion we're feeling isn't some accident. It's a feature, not a bug, of the world we're living in.
You know, I had my own personal wake-up call with this. For me, it was being glued to screens all day, every day. It started with work, then it was social media, then the nonstop news cycle. I'd fall into bed totally spent, but my brain would just keep on running.
And that was my light bulb moment. The realization that maybe I was being kept too tired to ask the big questions. And when I say they, I'm not talking about some shadowy group in a secret room. I'm talking about the systems, the media, the corporations, that whole hustle culture that actually benefit when we're too distracted and tired to push back.
So, let's pull back the curtain. Who are these architects of exhaustion? It's not just one thing, but a few really powerful forces that are constantly shaping our daily energy, whether we realize it or not. We can really break them down into three big players. You've got big tech, with their algorithms designed to just hook you. You've got media outlets who figured out that fear and outrage sell. And then there's that whisper in our ear, hustle culture, telling us we should always be doing more.
I mean, just think about social media. Its whole business model is designed to capture and hold your attention for as long as possible. And it's not just a theory. A 2023 study in Nature actually found that this kind of information overload leads straight to mental fatigue. It literally makes us more likely to fall for misinformation because our brains are just too tired to think straight.
And that brings us to hustle culture. A philosopher named Byung-Chul Han called it the burnout society. And what a perfect name. It's this sneaky trap where we become our own worst bosses, pushing ourselves to the absolute limit because we think it's about freedom and self-improvement, when really, it's just self-exploitation.
This quote pretty much says it all about the media's role, doesn't it? Outrage is profitable. Fear gets clicks. So by just hammering us with crises after crises, they keep our minds and our emotions completely fried. And a tired mind, it doesn't question, it doesn't fight back, it just keeps consuming. Okay, so let's get into the psychology of this. Why is being exhausted such an effective tool for control? It's way deeper than just feeling a little sleepy. See, we're talking about emotional and mental exhaustion here. It's that feeling when your psychological battery is just at zero. You're not just tired. You feel completely and utterly depleted on a fundamental level. This chart shows the difference perfectly. When your brain is totally exhausted, all your executive functions, the part of your brain that's like the CEO making smart decisions, it just takes a nosedive. You go from critical thinking to just being reactive, from being aware to just being compliant. And hey, this isn't just a feeling. It's a real, documented cognitive impairment. A 2022 study showed that when we're mentally worn out, our ability to make good choices and to separate what's important from all the noise just plummets. It's simple, really. An exhausted you is a compliant you. Okay, I know that all sounds pretty heavy, but here's the really good news. Once you can see the game being played, you can choose to play it differently. So let's shift gears and talk about the solution, how you can start to reclaim your mind and your energy. So here it is, a 4-part toolkit for breaking free. It all comes down to consciously choosing to prioritize rest, building a little mindfulness into your day, detoxing from all that digital noise, and, this is a big one, seeking out real, genuine human connection. Let's make this really tangible. For that detox from noise step, try just one simple goal. That's it. Limit social media to just 30 minutes a day. It feels like a small thing, but trust me, the impact it can have on your mental clarity is massive.
And mindfulness doesn't have to be some complicated hour-long meditation. It can be as simple as just pausing for a second and asking yourself, is this feeling of urgency real, or is it just being manufactured? It's about changing your perspective, seeing your day not as an endless grind, but as a series of small, meaningful steps forward. So where does all this lead? What's the point?
It leads to a fundamental shift in how you see everything. It's about moving from being drained and managed to being engaged and truly in control of your own life. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Some fascinating research is showing that fatigue isn't always just a physical state. So much of it is actually driven by our mindset. By just reframing how we think about our energy, we can literally push back against that feeling of being exhausted.
And I really want to leave you with this idea because it's so liberating. If you feel this way, please know, you are not broken. The game is designed to make you feel this way. And the most powerful thing in the world is realizing that you can choose to opt out.
By choosing to rest, to question, to reclaim your own mind, you're not just getting more energy, you're choosing a more aware and intentional life. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Now that you can see the game, how are you going to play? Thanks for digging into this with me.